Hello everyone, welcome back to another banger of a video by Sekiolite here. Today we're going to be doing a tutorial on how to go to the moon in Kerbal Space Program. A very nice tutorial here. I'll also show off the fun features of Kerbal Space Program, such as you can have failures like this.
Wait. Oh shit, the parachute! Well, there that goes. Damn, okay. Uh-oh.
Or weird ass maneuvers like this one.
What the fuck kind of Morbius strip is this shit? What? What the hell?
But in this tutorial today, I'm going to show you how to do it properly without doing things like that. In this video, we're going to show you how to get to the moon, as well as get the precious science that it contains on its surface. Alright, so to start out, you want these researches unlocked. All the 4 basic tiers, as well as landing and propulsion systems at minimum. But if you want to get the most research out of one mission, you want space exploration for the Probabiline experiment control station, miniaturization for the GOB ED monitor, and electrics for the photovoltaic panel that powers these 2 things, as well as space exploration providing a cargo storage unit for all 3 of these. Now on to building the rocket. You want to start with the Mark 1 command pod here. Very nice. And now a payload and a science tuner. Just for the maximum research, you want to open up your service bay, and now you want to put some research things in here, such as multiple thermometers, just for your maximum potential output of science. A few mystery goo canisters, and then a few barometers. Very nice. And make sure they're in a service bay, because if they're on the outside of your ship, they are going to burn up in re-entry. Slap on, and now we add or slap on you'll want to put on a decoupler here in between the 2, as well as a heat shield at the bottom. Oh, whoops, my bad. There you go. And now you'll want to build your base lander. So usually what I start out with is a FLT400 fuel tank, the bigger one, and then 4 Oscar Bu fuel tanks. You want to do a few of these. Connect them all up like that. And at the bottom, we'll use a Terrier liquid fuel engine, as that's the most effective one for in outer space travel. 4 landing struts. Make sure these are properly in, and make sure they're start retracted. And now we'll add our another decoupler. Also make sure to put on your parachute, as well as 2 radical mount drogue chutes, just in case. You can turn on toggle snap if they're not putting in right. There you go. And now I want to move on to the booster stages. Now this stage will be the one once you've achieved outer space, potentially to get reorbited. You can put 3 of these fuel tanks on. I find that is useful. We'll put a swivel liquid fuel engine on. This allows us to rotate while in orbit and better align our rocket rather than using the internal rotation system. We'll put on 4 radical decouplers, and we'll put on 4 of the Thumper solid booster rockets, as well as putting aerodynamic nose cones on those to reduce drag, and then move on to our 3rd stage up here. Make sure to move up your rockets so you can get the maximum view, and then we'll put 1, 2, 3, and 4 of these here. Let me just get a nice little, there we go, just for the aesthetic. And now you want to put another swivel on this, as well as another 4 solid fuel boosters. Very nice. And you'll also want to make sure that these line up correctly, so you don't get the issue of differences in weight and causing your rocket to tip over and crash upon launching. You know, nobody loves that. We'll get some nice winglets on here just to provide further stability. Make sure to put them on your top system or your upper stage as well, just in case you're still somehow in the atmosphere during this. And we'll just call our rocket here Luna 1. Very nice. You know, on second thought, I think we'll be removing one of the fuel stages from this rocket real quick. You can probably keep the stuff same here. And just make sure to re-add your winglets back on. And another thing you can do to further increase stability is latch your rockets together with some strut connectors. This can make sure that they don't wobble around and cause your rocket to be unstable and start tilting around. Because everyone knows that a wobbly rocket with a lot of mass moving around isn't going to be able to be that stable. Yeah, now to move on staging, we'll want to have our main liquid booster on the same level as our solid. Once these 4 solid ones run out, we'll want to disconnect that, and then we'll disconnect the liquid fuel booster here. Now we'll want to move this one down too as well, so that we have our liquid and solid boosters going. Disconnect those 4, disconnect that system, and then we should be in high enough orbit that this system should be good to go. Now to move on to the launch. Alright, now we're on to the launch stage. We're going to want to enable SAS and RCS to make sure the rocket is stable and launch. Now you want to go straight up and maintain going up until the second stage, where we'll start to rotate a little bit. You can speed it up a little bit, like I do in a second here. This is of course me commentating post-haste, because I was unable to record the audio for this part. And so I guess we'll cut to when we start getting a little higher up. Alright, now that we're a little higher up, the solid booster will cut out. You want to disconnect those, and now you'll boost for this one for a little bit. You'll be losing speed for a bit. Don't worry about that until it starts getting a little too low, and then you want to disconnect it like I do in a second here. This just basically gives us a reliable bit of speed. You want to maintain your rocket up north, or rather going up. Disconnect that, and then activate your second stage. Now you want to start tipping to the right here a little bit. Make sure to do it slow increments, not all at once, so you don't tip your rocket over. And we'll slowly want to push it over. This will allow us to get a nice orbit. We are going to go towards the ocean this way, because that goes along with the rotation of the planet, giving us a nice little extra boost as well. Now you want to keep pushing that over, like I'm doing here. Make sure not to push it too much, and allow the stability assist to guide you as well. And once you have it at a certain point, you'll just want to leave it there and let it boost yourself. Disconnect those solid boosters once they're done, and keep rocketing up until you start leaving the atmosphere. Now you want to, after that, those solid boosters come off, tilt your orbit a little bit more to allow it to become more circular rather than straight up. And we're now leaving the atmosphere here, so we'll have less heat. Now you want to go to your map menu here, click on your apparatus, add a maneuver, and you're going to want to boost it up with the green to allow yourself to get a nice orbit around the planet. And make sure you get a little higher orbit than I did here, because you will end up hitting the atmosphere like I slightly did. Now you want to activate your maneuver knob to the thing here, the blue one you can see here, and basically just accelerate to that point. Now as you can see here, I wasn't into the full out of the orbit yet, so you want to speed it up a little bit there. And now you got the nice faster time now you've left the atmosphere. So a way to get to the maneuver node here, I can speed it up here. Make sure not to overshoot it. And we got it here just on time. And start your burn. Now the burn here can take a little bit, so I'll cut for a little bit just to make it a little smoother. Once you lose your fuel on this stage, you want to disconnect and quickly get the second or last stage going, so you don't lose any speed, as I do here, like that. And I'm going to cut away for a bit again, just because this takes a while to accelerate. Alright, now we've finished our orbital burn just now. Make sure not to overshoot too much, because you'll waste fuel. And now you've got a nice orbit around the planet. So you want to do is click on your apoapsis and launch yourself forward until you hit a point where you get an encounter with the moon, like I do here. And you'll want to fine tune that a little bit so you can get it in there. And now you see we'll have a paraps with the moon. And now we can move ourselves to the maneuver node. And you can see our parapsis there. Now you can adjust your little thing here a little bit just to see if you can get a lower parapsis on the moon. You can see I overshot it there. You see me some small adjustments just to see if you can get a low number. Then accelerate to the point. And now I do hit the atmosphere here, so I will have to cut because it took a little bit to skip past that as the time warp is slower there. Alright, so now you get to this burn. And you wanna start burning here now, once you get to the node. Now this can take a while to burn as well, so we'll just cut back. You want to swatch it. It'll slowly fit in that. You make sure not to undershoot or overshoot, because this could cause issues with your boost. I'll cut back once we get a little accelerated. Now we got a little bit of acceleration here. I did have to reload my game due to it crashing, but we'll get our boost here to a certain point. Now we can counter our thing. And now we got it, very nice. Cancel that. Now you got your parapsis here. And then you'll skip ahead till you get the encounter. It might do a little glitching here, so you just get a nice gravity thing. And now once you're on that, slow down time again. And go to your parapsis on the moon. Slow down your rocket to the point of getting a nice orbit, like this. And now you get a nice orbit around the moon. Now you want to, once again, make sure to go into the maneuver node. And then skip ahead. And this should go pretty fast as there's no limiting factors here. And make sure you're on the maneuver node, as I'm pointing out here. And then skip ahead a little bit so you can get to the node faster. Once again, make sure not to overshoot that, or you'll have some issues. Or at least with this one, you shouldn't have to worry about that as much. And now you'll slow your orbit a little bit. This burn can take a little bit, so I'll cut real quick. Alright, so now we're ending our burn here. Make sure to not overshoot or you'll crash into the planet. Very nice. Now you don't want to make... Now I made the mistake here of trying to get a maneuver node here. You don't want to do it on the parapsis because that's when you're going the fastest. As you can see, it could cost 606 compared to when you go to your apoapsis where you're going slowest. And oops, I made a little mistake there. I overshot the slowdown. And so we'll click the apoapsis here, slow it down, and see now it's only 301 or 337. And we'll just skip ahead to that again so we can do one more rotation. And now we just skip ahead again to the node. And once you get to the node, you want to get to your maneuver node. You'll notice that this is pretty much just a retroactive burn, meaning that you're slowing down your rocket. And this burn can take a little bit, so I'll cut ahead once we finish the burn. Now we're doing our last little burn here to land. Now we've done our burn. We should, I overshot it a little bit, but we're slowed to a point. Now we'll switch to retrograde, and accelerate time so we can get some downward acceleration, because we don't want to be boosting for no reason in an opposite direction. We'll let the gravity do that for us, so it's a straight down trajectory. Now you got this. Make sure to accelerate, but not too much, as you'll crash into the planet if you accelerate too fast. Now I am at a level of 1200 here, or 12,000 here. Make sure to extend your landing gear by pressing G, and to do a full burn to slow down your rocket to the point of slow enough that you don't crash into the planet. Now I'll cut here real quick so we can slow this slowing down. Alright, now that you slowed down below 100 here, I was going a little fast here, so I bounced off the surface, but it wasn't too bad, as I wasn't going over 100, so I bounced, so I'm just doing a little quick stability thing. Make sure to get some downward momentum, because if you go retrograde right now, you would be going pointing down, and just give it a second to readjust with the gravity, and do a slight burn. You can do this with shift, slight adjustment, and just make sure you're losing a bit of altitude. And you can adjust this at will. And then once you land, make sure to cut it, and immediately also make sure not to be on retroactive during that. And now we've landed on the moon. Oh, a little fellow over there. And we'll plant our flag. Make sure to turn off your RCS when you land so you don't waste fuel. You can plant your flag here. And yeah, if you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like. Subscribe for more if you want more content. Leave a comment for any other content you want to see. And I hope you have a nice day. Bye bye.